All right, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. We're going to keep talking about it with political commentator and host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. What do you make of the Virginia results, but also then potentially of Florida's redistricting as a response?
Yeah, well, on the Virginia side, I mean, Democrats get power and then use power to expand power. They consistently do this. They've done this in California for decades, which is why Cali is a supermajority for the Democrats, despite around 40% of the voters being Republican in California. Spamberger, the new incoming governor of Virginia, promised she wasn't going to do this. And then, of course, once she attained power, she decided to go ahead and do it. The idea that Virginia, which really is a purplish state, I mean, really it should be red, except its proximity to D.C. gets a lot of Democrats over there. The idea that it's going to have 10-1 majority for the Democrats is completely bananas. Everyone, I think, anyone objective can see that. And in terms of what's going to happen here in Florida, I mean, if Ron DeSantis is nothing, he is a man of his word. And if he says he's going to bring the legislature together where they have a supermajority and he's going to get them to change it, then so be it. I mean, occasionally you have to fight fire with fire. I would say generally conservatives are trying to conserve institutions and the Democrats are trying to pack courts and pack the legislature and everything else. So maybe conservatives are going to have to push back in a way that they don't like. But if we do not, I mean, the Democrats will get the House. They will eventually impeach Donald Trump. They will do all sorts of things to ensure that Republicans never get back power. It's just that simple.
Dave, do you think, say you're a Republican in one of these districts that are getting redrawn in Virginia, you're disenfranchised, why vote? You know how it's going to go now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you have lived your whole life in a certain place and, you know, it was 6-5 and it's going 10-1, except the electorate didn't change that much, you'd certainly be disenfranchised. I mean, I think this is emblematic of a bigger issue that we're seeing in the country, which is that blue and red states are just going their separate way. We're not going to really have purple states the way that we did. We're going to have the big blue states. Obviously, you put New York and Cali at the top of that. We're going to have the big red states. Florida will be #1, say Texas and Tennessee, and then we can sort the other ones out. But basically, you're going to have places where things work, where there's lower taxes, where there's a better defense of the Second Amendment, where we take care of crime, where we work with ICE. And then you're going to have blue states where it's going to be the complete reverse of all that. You're going to have huge government. You're going to have high taxes. You're going to have urban decay and high regulation and you know, really pushing all the taxpayers who they so desperately need out over to our states.
Dave, do you think, to Bob's point, even more broadly, that this type of back and forth gerrymandering, redistricting, the argument, the debate on both sides about all of this, oh yeah, you're going to redistrict, well then so are we, and the tit for tat, I'll say, do you think overall that undermines America's voting institution as a whole?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, the answer to that is yes, right? This is not what we should be doing, of course, but that doesn't change my opinion that I said just moments ago, that occasionally you have to fight fire with fire. We can't just sit back and let the Democrats in every state that they control, even as Abigail Spanberger did, said she wasn't going to redistrict and then came in and redistrict. We can't just sit back and let them do that and do nothing. So DeSantis happens to be one of the few governors that's willing to do things. And he's kind of like Trump, you know, when he says he's going to do something, he actually does do it. But it is not a healthy symptom of the system, I would say, if this is what we're going to have to do every couple of years.
Dave, do you believe the Virginia state, the Supreme Court, should step in and make a ruling on this and intervene?
You know, I'm not a constitutional lawyer. I'm certainly not a Virginia. I'm not fully familiar with the Virginia set of laws, but I would say that the people did vote on a referendum, and the vote was very close and it lost. So I don't know that there's a legal mechanism to reverse what the people voted in, but it is a very, very bad outcome, and there might be some loophole that people can work with there.
Okay, got to leave it there. Dave Rubin, pleasure to have you on. Stop back soon.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.